What's up, guys?
It's Monday Miracle Monday.
Yay.
On today's episode, we're going to talk about things that we wish we were better at. My list is 100 miles long. I could go on and on. Yeah. But we just narrowed it down to 4. 4 things we wish we were better at.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what your list looks like.
I know.
Because I just know one thing that's on there 100%. I'm so sure.
Yeah, you probably do. I feel like ours are so different too.
Yeah, I'm sure. But let's just dive right in.
Okay.
You go first.
My first one, you might have put this too because this is the same thing we struggle with, but I wish I was better at visualizing things. Like, I cannot see something for what it can be, like as far as like a craft or like a thumbnail or like a just like anything that you could like basically find at the thrift store and you could be like, oh, I can take this and use it for this. I can't, like, the way Mariah put it for me was that I am a creative person, but I'm just not a visual person, because sometimes I would say like I'm not like creative. I just can't be like creative. And it would like drive me crazy because I know that I am, but it's like I can't like bring it to life unless I see it first. And it's because I just can't like visualize things. Like, these things just don't like come naturally to me when it comes to like picturing it in my head.
Yeah, I think this wall is a perfect example. This wall took us freaking ever because we couldn't figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
And yeah, we both have that weakness, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And like part of that is because we look at things and we think, what is this supposed to be used for? Like, what was this designed for? Instead of what can I use this for, you know? And I think we're getting better at it. No. The blank stare you're giving me.
We're trying.
Yeah, we're trying.
I think all you can do is just constantly like inspiring yourself, like watching things that help you like feed that thing, because it's not like we're acting like it's hopeless that we'll never be able to do it. It's like we want to so bad. That's why like this list of like things we wish we were better at, it's not just like a wish, it's like things we are actually trying to.
Yes, exactly.
I think. Like,
yeah,
anyways.
That's how it is for me.
Yeah, so that would be nice. Like, oh, I would just love if I could just visualize things. It would make my life so much easier. But yeah, that's mine. First one.
Yeah. I didn't put that on my list because I knew you would put it on your list.
Number 1.
My first one is that I wish I was better at understanding poetry. I knew you would laugh at that one. I don't get poetry.
I think that's fine.
Thank you. I have been shamed for that before, because people who are like into poetry or like understand poetry and like it comes naturally to them can be like really mean about it. Like, if you don't understand poetry, they're like, are you stupid? Like, duh, obviously it means this, this, and this. Like, so I've been like shamed for that before, and like it makes me feel really dumb that I can't understand poetry. But honestly, some of my like closest and smartest friends don't understand poetry either, and that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can appreciate the beauty of poetry. Mm-hmm. But I'm not great with like, I don't know. I don't understand. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a very literal person. I'm a very like, I don't know. That flowery language is not my forte. Yeah, I just don't like, I don't get it. And I think sometimes when I read poetry, I'm like, that's embarrassing. Like,
no, seriously, I used to write poetry. Not like it's not like anything I would normally post or anything, but all growing up, like I would write songs, poetry, whatever. And I am trying to get back into like writing songs. I feel like it's really hard, but also I have so many things I'm working on. But even me, as like someone who used to write just little stuff here and there, I don't like poetry.
Yeah.
I really don't care for it at all. I like it doesn't sometimes it is just very like, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea anymore.
Yeah, even when I was in school, like, and the I don't know, like the units whenever we would study poetry in like lit classes. It would be like, okay, what do you think the author means about this? Like, how am I supposed to know? I don't. But Ariel, she like Shakespeare is like her number one thing. She loves Shakespeare, which, yeah, I think that qualifies as poetry. I don't know. But it just like doesn't sink in for me. And I wish it did, because I think that poetry is beautiful. And like also there's so much poetry in the Bible that I wish I could appreciate on a deeper level, but it just doesn't click with me in that way.
That makes sense. Yeah, my next one goes in with the visualizing thing, and it's I wish I was better at making like thumbnails for videos and podcasts, because that's what bothers me so bad about not being able to visualize stuff, is the fact that like I can see, like even with that, I can go through other thumbnails and I can be like, okay, I can just like kind of go off of this and make it my own. But when it comes to actually creating it, it kind of like makes me feel stuck sometimes, and I've gotten better at it, but I'm still like have a lot to learn. But if you're someone who makes thumbnails or anything like that, give me some advice. But yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of times I'd have to have my boyfriend Gary make them, like kind of make them for me, or like I'll start it and he'll like fix it to make it like more usable. Because he's so creative and visual and everything, and jealous of him for that. But so it's nice to have that help, but I want to be able to do it on my own, you know? So it's like it does really bother me. I'm like, why can't I just do it?
And it's so frustrating when he like sends it back to you and it's such a like simple tweak, and we're both like, why didn't that occur to us?
Right? Like, why was that so difficult? Why did that keep me, like sometimes I won't post a video. I'll have a video ready, but the thought of the thumbnail absolutely like drives me crazy, because I either can't get it right or just starting it. Sometimes it's like, so yeah.
My next one is that I wish I was better at meeting new people. I do not feel confident when I meet new people. And also like I don't really know how to meet new people. Like I don't know how to insert myself into new situations. It's really just awkward, and I don't understand how social cues work, I guess, because like even just thinking about it, I'm like, it's so awkward. It's so awkward to just like talk to people. I don't know, it's just awkward for me, and I don't understand how people do it, and I wish I was better at that.
Yeah, do you mean like just as far as like friends, or just in general, like just talking to strangers?
I think I'm okay with talking to strangers, because I'm like, there are no stakes in the game.
Yeah.
It's just like, especially like if I'm out shopping or something like that, it's just easy to be like, wow, that was crazy. Like, you know, talking to whoever's in front of me in line or something. But yeah, like doing it intentionally, like to like make new friends, or like try to like, I don't know. It's just so hard, because I actually don't know why. Because I think that...
Have you tried it?
Yeah. And it makes me feel like I think that I come across as good at it, but internally I'm like, I feel so stupid.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know what questions to ask. I don't know, like I don't think people are genuine when they ask me questions, so I don't know how much information to divulge. Like, do you actually want to know what my week was like, or are you just like being polite? I don't know.
Yeah.
And how am I supposed to know? I don't know. So that's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at it.
Well, I'm sure you'll improve.
Thanks.
My next one is things that are correlate with ADHD, like attention span and like concentration, and these are things that I have really been working on. But if you know what it's like to have ADHD, then you know that you can either like multitask in like the craziest way, or you cannot multitask at all. Like, and that's like something that drives me crazy sometimes, is the fact that I'll be like, I'll have to like put my full attention into a conversation, or else I can really go off into another zone so easily. And like I have to like physically like force myself to pay attention. And it's not that I don't want to, it's not that I'm not listening, and I will be fully listening to people when they talk to me, but there's just a point where it just like, there's just something in my brain that just starts slipping. And like, and it's so aggravating. And then if like two people try to talk to me at the same time, like if I'm on the phone versus someone in person, I cannot hear like both of them, and I cannot like understand what they both are saying. So I can only listen to one person at a time and answer one person at a time, and I can be like very forgetful. So like I can literally forget whatever we were just talking about in like 2 seconds. Like it's all, and it's so aggravating because some of it is just like, it's like stuff that I work hard at, but it sometimes still is just there because it's a part of this piece of my brain.
Yeah.
But I definitely think all things can be like tweaked a little bit. Like I don't think you're stuck in your ways all the time, especially if you work hard enough towards like doing better, like, which this whole thing is about.
Yeah, you just have to figure out like what works for you, and what like how to make things more accessible, more like workable for you and for how your mind works.
Yeah, that's what I try to do, and just try to remind myself that like there's nothing wrong with me. It's literally just like it's something I have to like work on, just like anything else. And it isn't me, like it's not a personal thing either.
Right.
It's literally like something in your brain, girls, just got you all over the place. Like especially whenever I do, like I go from cleaning this to cleaning that to picking up that to charging that device and then cleaning out that SD card, and then that, and when I have those moments where I go from one thing after another, even though sometimes it works because it'll really like make you get stuff done, sometimes it also leaves you half done with everything, and it's so aggravating. But it's also like sometimes I get the most done when I'm in that state, so that works good for me. But yeah, that's what I wish I was better at.
So the next one on my list is that I wish I was better at saying no to people. That's just not something that I've ever been good at. And I feel like I am getting better.
Yeah.
But it's just so hard. It's hard to tell people no because like, I mean, and we talked about this in the selfishness and sacrifice episode, but like from the bottom of my heart, I want to be able to say yes to everybody, like genuinely, really, truly, because I love helping people.
Yeah.
It gives me such a sense of satisfaction and a sense of purpose, but at the detriment of my own physical and mental health.
Yeah.
And so that's really hard. And just finding those boundaries has been very challenging for me.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not nearly as bad as that. I'm not nearly as like, that's not as big as a problem for me.
Yeah.
Like as much as it is for you, but I still understand it because I think like if there's something I genuinely don't want to do, it's just like, no, I'm not doing that. But there's certain things that it's just like you kind of feel bad about saying no, or you feel bad about canceling on someone or something, and like it's just kind of like, I think another thing of like people pleasing too, where it's like you don't want to let anyone down, you don't want to like you'll literally just like do something you don't want to do just to make other people happy, and I don't think that's selflessness always. I think that's people pleasing, and like, so again, it's just like that fine line you gotta find. But yeah, I definitely could be better at that too though.
Yeah,
sometimes I'm too good at it, I think, where I'm just like, what?
Like, why would you even ask me that? Who do you think you are
you actually serious right now? I don't know. I feel like I have two like modes. It's either like extreme or like, I don't know. Like,
both extremes. Like everything is a yes or everything is a no.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But Yeah. My last one is defensiveness, because
Interesting.
I've been like this my whole life, but I just get so defensive over everything and anything. Like, anything that anybody says to me, even if it's something like, even if you're right about something, I might still argue with you as if you're wrong, just because I'm so defensive of like myself. And like, even in stupid situations, even if it's not like an actual thing I need to defend, I just feel the need to like defend myself at all costs, even if it's a joke, even if it's like whatever. Like, but I know it's really annoying when like you're talking to someone and they're just so defensive, and you're just trying to give them good like advice or counsel, and like it's just like the constant like defensiveness is just like not a good trait. It's really not. And I've always been like that, so I know what it's like in arguments, in just like conversation and anything. It's just like so defensive, and I notice it about myself, but I still do it.
I don't think I would have ever thought that. I mean, I definitely when you were younger, but I don't think like you've definitely gotten way better, because I don't really think about that. I don't think that I see that in you when you're talking to me. There are other people that you talk to that I'm like,
yeah, but that's because me and you don't like fight.
Yeah,
we don't argue or anything like. But anyone else, that's like, it's just instant
wall. Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you don't really like put me on my toes or nothing. You're probably too nice to me.
No, I don't think so. I think that we're both just good at communicating with each other.
Yeah. That's a crazy thought. Good communication, who would have known?
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your last one?
My last one is that I wish I was better at being self-disciplined. I go through phases where I'm like really like good at, I don't know, just like following through with things for my own self. I can like follow through. If I could make a commitment to other people, I can totally follow through 100%. But if I make a commitment to myself, I do not care.
Wow.
And yeah, so like, I don't know, I wish I was better at that. I am like committed to doing Pilates. I just started doing Pilates, guys, once a week. And that was crazy. And I'm committed to that because it costs me a lot of money.
Yeah.
And like, if I cancel class before I go, like if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I'm not feeling it, I can't just not go. Like, they'll charge me extra.
That's crazy, because you already pay a lot just for it.
Yeah.
They're getting paid regardless.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I do, because
Pilates,
it makes me go. Like, I woke up on Monday and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm too scared. I don't want to go. But I was like, I don't want to pay like a cancellation fee. And so I went and I had a great time and I loved it. So like, I don't know, those consequences, like I don't give myself consequences, I guess.
Yeah. I think whenever you do stuff and you're like, you tell me about it and you're like, I'm going to get this done, I think that all makes you do it too, because it's like a accountability with me, where it's like, now you know that someone's like kind of expecting you to do it. So I think that would help you a lot if you say more of the things you want to do out loud to me, and make it as if it's like, almost make it as if it's an us thing, even if it's not. Like, I'm going to clean my room like tomorrow. Yeah. And you're like, I don't know, just basically making it sound like it's like a plan. I think that would help you a lot, because if it's just in your head, it's probably not.
It's easy to just brush it off.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like, a lot of people have told me that I'm very good at self-discipline and like self-motivation and stuff. But I think I've forced myself to get better at it, because that's only way you can make it if you're trying to be like
an entrepreneur
in any way. And I feel like when it comes to like other people, that's where I'm like, do I feel like I have to do it? Yes. But at that point, I don't want to anymore. Like, for me, it's like the opposite almost, where it's like, I'm better if it's my own self-discipline. Yeah. If it has to do with other people, it makes me like, it makes me like want to shut down and not do it. I don't know. Yeah. It's weird, because and it's not about like, I'm not a flaky person, or like, I'm not like whatever, but it's just when stuff has to do with like other people, it suddenly makes me feel like so much
More
stress
pressure.
and pressure.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I guess that's what I need. I guess I need the stress and pressure of like other people. I want to be, I guess I want to be like true to my word.
Mm-hmm.
And also like I need the stress and pressure of like consequences, because even with Pilates, that's something for me, but it's also like involves other people. I don't know.
Yeah, because we've been trying to get back in the gym for months, and it's like, first of all, when you wait for another person, like we both just kind of been waiting for the other person, that already sets you up for like failure in a way, because you're not always going to feel the same on the same day.
Yes.
You're not always going to want to both wake up early or go at the same time. And I think that's what's kind of set us back with that, because even though there was no, like when we went together, there was accountability because we both went together. But since we haven't got back into it yet, it's just like waiting.
Yeah.
And because you did Pilates, you signed up and you did that, it was like, that was like your accountability, was like knowing that you paid for it and like whatever. And that's what we need as humans, really, is like something to keep us accountable. And you can't always rely on other people, or you might never get it done. So you do have to have self-discipline, but you also need accountability at the same time. So yeah, because there's sometimes when I'm like I want to go to the gym, and it'll be like later in the day, but I'm like, but I don't think Mariah would want to go now. And then I know sometimes you probably want to wake up in the morning and go, but you're like, she probably doesn't want to wake up.
Yeah.
And so like that's what's probably been the thing that stopped us.
Yeah.
So I think if we both just had more self-discipline to just do it on our own, and then like if it works to go together. But yeah, I think that's like, you have to have some sense of accountability sometimes, at least to get yourself started. Sometimes that's all you need. And then once you get into it, whatever it is, not just the gym or Pilates, whatever, then you'll be able to continue. But sometimes you just need that accountability at first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like we learned a lot in this.
Yeah, same. Well, what was your mundane miracle
of the week? We should make a song.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does anybody want to write us a song?
Gary. No, just kidding. But so one of my favorite shows, I'm not a show person at all. Like neither of us ever watch anything except for YouTube. But my favorite show is Outer Banks. It's just such a good show. So action-packed, drama-filled, like amazing. And I've been wanting to watch it again, and Mariah's never seen it. So we just started watching it, and we're already on season 2.
We're almost done with season 2.
And that's just my mundane miracle, because I just love this show, and I'm so glad that she gets to see it. And I'm like jealous that she gets to see it for the first time again. I mean, first time, because I would love to be able to see it for the first time again. Like, it's just such a good show. I know that's probably a weird mundane miracle, but it really has, it's so fun. Like every night now we're just like, we gotta watch Outer Banks.
Gotta watch our little show.
And it's just such a good vibe. I love the like beachy reggae, like everything vibe, but then it's also like just so many mysteries. It's just such a good show.
Yeah, there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
And also like, it's probably fun for you to rewatch it. I'm putting words in your mouth right now, but it's probably fun for you to rewatch it with me.
To see your reactions.
Yes, because I yell at the TV.
And sometimes she asks me questions. I'm like, don't ask me that. Like, I can't lie, because she'll be like, is he going to die? Or like, whatever it is. And I'm just like, like, I don't know what to say, because I can't just lie. I'm not a good liar. So I can't be like, oh no, whatever. So I'm like, don't ask me any questions. And don't look at me, because I can't. I'm like, because I know what's going to happen in the end of everything, like every single thing.
Yeah, like a couple nights ago, we were watching an episode, and I was like, oh my gosh, is that his dad? And I like stayed looking at the TV, because I knew if I looked at you, you would be like giving it away.
So yeah, what was yours?
I think mine was, I was doing some Spark orders the other day. I got an order and I went to Walmart and I sat there and for a really long time, and then they brought the order out and part of the order was missing, and there was just like so much going wrong with this order, and I finally just ended up canceling it. I talked to customer support like 3 different times, like on the phone, on chat, on the phone again. It was such a disaster. And then I was talking to like the associates, asking them if they could cancel. It was truly a mess. But I ended up getting paid the whole amount anyway for that order, even though it got canceled. And then 2 other orders like didn't work out, and I got paid for those too. And then I was just like, whatever, I'm going home.
So basically
I got
just
paid to do nothing.
Yeah, to just sit there.
Yeah.
Even though in the moment it was so frustrating.
Oh my gosh, I was so annoyed.
But that's such a good reminder too, that like sometimes things do seem bad in the moment, but in the long run they're actually not.
Yeah.
And that's why you can't let a certain circumstance completely control your day.
Yeah.
And it's easier said than done, because it might not actually be that bad. You didn't have to end up driving like whatever. You probably, after all those orders, you probably would have driven at least like 20 miles.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to drive any.
Yeah.
So, and you still got paid. So it worked out, even though it was frustrating, and it was better in the long run.
Yep.
Love that.
Me too.
Thanks for listening, guys.
See you next week.
Peace.